Hey everyone, welcome back. This is going to be the final episode of Grapes of Wrath, where I'm playing the Nation EA-Hinnom. The game has really slowed down. It's kind of unfortunate how it turned out. Me staling definitely didn't help. Other people staled as well. But it basically, by this point, it becomes very clear that not only am I threatening victory, but that I will eventually win, and indeed, that is what happens at the end of this episode. So, I declare victory. I don't actually get the throne victory, but everyone kind of agrees it's going to happen. So, more horror attacks. We are cleaning this out before my main army comes in. We've got some skelly spam going on. And I think I was unsuccessful. We kill a bunch of their troops, but yeah, I think my horror dies. Then we have a battle here. I'm sending 2 full-grown horrors. They will probably die to this, though. So, yeah, 1 horror dead already. This guy's gonna die too. Yeah, so that's unfortunate. So my horror spam is not really working at the moment. He's kind of moving troops around with enough critical mass that my anti-raiding things are not really working. Like, he just killed this province, which had a lot of PD in it. So that was really, all in all, a failure. I have a Lich now, which is quite nice. But I've been wasting a ton of gems on horror spam the past few turns without much effect. I believe I also lose here to skelly spam. And I had done a bunch of summons, but it does not appear it's going to be successful, even with fire elementals and the like. Quite unfortunate. Let's watch this battle real quick. So this was where I was trying to intercept him with my Heartfinder sword dude. So he gets through my PD. Unfortunately, water elementals are stronger than a Wraith Lord. I think I had invulnerability up too. Let's double check that real quick. Yeah, I do. So my protection versus mundane attacks is 32, which I was kind of thinking would be enough. But these guys do have a lot of mundane attacks. And it's 20 damage, and it's crushing, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it's just a lot of attacks. So that's unfortunate. And then we have a big army of his moving in, and oops, that was ineffective. We lost the battle there, and I take this province from him. And then this army will move in. Actually, I don't have them move in quite yet this turn. I think they're going to move in next turn. In terms of other things... Oh man, and I'm not even hardly doing anything here. So we're casting Lichcraft again. We're going to be getting another Lich. Here's my Lich I got this turn. He's going to be coming into the sea. My dude right here is going to be moving back and attacking here. Though I'm not sure how successful he'll be. I think I got most of the water gems off this guy, so if we do bump again, it's quite possible that I kill him. But he doesn't have a Heartfinder sword anymore. I'll show this battle. This was against his Pretender. So he cast Rain of Stone a couple times and routed me. quite annoying. We're patrolling here. I could move on top of this. I'm not quite sure I want to fight them. I think I'm waiting for Alteration 9 before I have a big battle. That'll be really good. I can do Army of Lead, especially for my ghosts. It's a great spell for your ghosts, especially if you're not up against air magic. And then I'm going to use that for this army. So that's why I'm not really pushing the attack. I'm also... I've decided at this point I'm going to cast Astral Corruption. I'm not casting it at this moment, but I will be casting it shortly. So that was this turn. Next turn... Oh, I did stale that turn. Holy shit. I staled so much this game, it's crazy that I'm going to win. Oh, and I don't think this guy was even equipped for this. Yeah, he didn't really have any gear. He's just going to die. Oh, did I get more? I got more gnomes. Huh, how about that? Gnomes, if I hadn't mentioned it earlier, you can turn into these guys. Earth-Nature Crosspath, which are quite useful. You can make a few items from it, and then you get Strength of Gaia. What else do we have? Anyway, we still, there's not too much to talk about. I did play this turn, so we are casting Astral Corruption. Which is basically, and I'm putting how much into it? 300 into it. So that's an overcast of 150. Nobody's going to take that down. I'm also making gear so I can start... Basically, this turn, I'm definitely going to win. I've got Alteration 9, so we're sending these guys in. Where's my guy who's going to actually be using Alteration 9? What the hell? Huh. I don't have an Earth guy there that's going to be using it. Hopefully, at least I use my brains, and the guy here's going to do it. Okay, yeah, so this guy's Army of Leading. The Ghosts, that will be quite effective. And then, turn 70, you can see Astral Corruption does indeed go up. I think I cast Dispel too. So I took down one of them, I can't remember which one. What did he have? Earthblood Deepwell. Yeah, so I think I took that down with Dispel. And now we've got Astral Corruption up, so that's quite nice. We have recast Infernal Circle. This gives you more range when you're doing horror spam. We have a Tree Lord. I forget where I cast that. Is it here? Or here? I know I have a Tree Lord somewhere. Where are you, buddy? You can only cast... Oh, probably in here. Yeah, so I got the Dying Tree Lord. So that's kind of cool. Nature 5 caster. You can see, though, the horrors are starting to kind of come and kill my dudes, which is another reason I didn't want to put it up, because with Hinnom, while you have great horror access, you really want to use Lightless Lanterns. And Lightless Lanterns plus Astral Corruption equals a lot of dead mages. So, yeah, I wanted to get critical research done, like really Alteration 9. And then put up Astral Corruption. So I think I kind of played that right. If things were more gloomy, I might could have put up Astral Corruption sooner. But anyway. These guys are all moving out. I think we're going to go sit on this cap instead of this fort. Was this a big battle? It was not. Okay. Everybody's just sitting underneath there. One of the reasons I'm moving out is I was unable to harm the fort. And then that is basically it. With Astral Corruption up, I've now got to be really careful about what I forge. And we're going to show you the final turn. And basically, this turn I didn't even really play, because when Astral Corruption went up last turn, in combination with me starting to take these provinces back with my Immortals in my Strong Dominion, he hadn't even seen Astral 9 coming out on my troops, but that alone was probably going to be enough to do it. Being able to drop Iron Warriors, Lead Warriors. Yeah, so we didn't get to see this battle, which is unfortunate, and I never really got my air gear up, even though I totally could have. I think I was waiting incorrectly for my air hero. It's really good if you, I forget the air hero's name, but if you get the air hero, it's so good. It's because it's really a path you're weak in, except if you get the air hero. So I was really hoping for him all game. I didn't get him, and then I didn't get him with Lord of Civilization either. But yeah, even if you don't and you just get up Astral, which is the other path that you really need, you can pretty easily forge air boosters. I just didn't do it. So thanks everyone, and I've got 10 minutes. So I think I'm going to do a quick overview of the nation again at the end, kind of like an after-action Let's Play. So, this is a nation that has very strong troops that are very expensive. I'm not totally sure that the Dawn Guard are worth it over the normal Spearmen or Swordsmen. The upkeep of Dawn Guards really hurt me throughout the game. So maybe having Swordsmen might have been just as good. Not totally sure. The 16 defense is nice. And then the Dawn Blades are nice. But it depends what you're fighting. I don't think I got a ton of utility out of the magic blades, so probably would have been better to go for these guys. I was pretty good with Thug deployment, though not great. I could have mind hunted a lot more. For mind hunting, I could have used my Astral Armies instead of my Melquarts. I don't know why I was using Melquarts. Yeah, I should have done more mind hunting, though I was up against an Astral Nation or two. The horrors I kind of got right at the beginning, but then they kind of had enough anti-horror stuff that I became really ineffective with it at the end. Might should have put up Astral Corruption sooner, but I would have had to have figured out some other things. Whoops. Sorry about that, but I would have had to figure out some other things. Yeah. In terms of research, I did pretty well. Hitting construction early and then using that to turbocharge research was really key. Going Lords of Civilization probably wasn't necessary. Probably would have been fine just to get to 7 and then get Curse of Blood up and get a Vampire Factory going. I'm not sure these guys were much more worth it. I got pretty unlucky with National Heroes. Normally you can get like 4, and I got 2, I think. And with luck scales, you should kind of expect more than that. I didn't really do a great job with diplomacy. I had an ally with Machaca for a while, but then I ended up being at war with everyone. So, yeah, I think I would have done better to focus on vampires and get a bigger vampire factory and maybe push my Dom out with um, some targeted blood sacrificing. I think going with the Melkort blood hunting is ideal, unless you find other good blood hunters like these Black Earth sorceresses. Yeah. I think that's about it. I could have tried more Astral Corruption earlier. I would have then basically just had to shut down certain types of item production. But some of the big spells, my chassis are strong enough they could probably kill off ours with the correct gear. But then you're risking a lot. There was really a ton I didn't do well this game, but I feel like I learned so much about Hinnom that I'll do much better in subsequent games. These Ami are really, really good. They seem very expensive, at 125 for an unpredictable path. But especially once you get up, there's so many things that each of these can do. An Astral 2 is good, an Earth 2 is good, an Air 2 is good, Fire 2s are good. So they're really a great value. The only thing I wish is they were sacred so they wouldn't have so much damn upkeep. But they're a really good value. I would definitely use them more in my next Let's Play, or my next Hinnom game. And yeah, I think there was a lot that kind of I did right, and then a lot I didn't do great. I think the early expander, I think this Pretender was perfect for my build. He really turbocharged initial expansion, got me a lot of money, spread out my pretty good Dominion. He was able to get Mother Oak up and keep it up all game. He can die in initial expansion, as I mentioned, could happen. Fortunately, that did not happen, which would really suck if it does happen, because you don't really have an easy way to get back up to Nature 6 or to Nature 5. He can't forge an item or anything, so that's kind of a problem if that happens. So that's a roll of the dice. I would say to get through initial expansion without having him die, like the first full year, and it gets a little better as you go, but it's probably 50-50. Not 50-50 for any province, but for the whole year. So that's not great. What I could have done too, and it's definitely worth considering, I did need to get Heliophases, so I had to go up to 8, because I had to get these guys to get death access. Yeah, and that also gives me Send Horror. So probably get up to 8, but skip 9 and then rush up Conjuration to maybe 8, get Well of Misery up, and then I could get a bunch of Wraith Lords too. I'd have a ton of Immortal guys running around in my Dominion. That would have been a fun strategy. Or run up Alteration would probably be the most practical. I did Alteration kind of late, and you have great paths for Alteration and Enchantment. So, hard to say what I should have done. I think horrors are huge, but maybe get Blood 8 for a little bit. Oh, well, you have to get Blood 8 anyway to get your vampires, because you don't have blood. I mean, you don't have Blood Death. So, yeah, I'm not totally sure. But you definitely want horrors online quickly. You want Construction 6 to turbocharge research. You didn't have options about how fast you run up Conjuration, Alteration, and Enchantment, but that's the problem. You kind of need a lot of paths to be effective. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry the game ended anticlimactically with people staling, least of which being myself, but I hope it gave you a good sense of how to play the Nation. It's not the only way. You can play them with Blesses on your Giants. But it is a fun way to play. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you next time.